welcome back to my kitchen for another episode of Friday Night Dinner at Heather's. Tonight I'm making chicken pot pie soup. I love soup. My kids, on the other hand, not so much. Tonight I'm using my Ninja. It's like an all-in-one cooking system. I'm going to turn it on high, and then we'll go over my list of ingredients. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of butter to any pot that you're using tonight to cook this in. It can be the pot that you used earlier if you made any chicken stock like I did, homemade chicken stock. You can just use that same thing and just maybe add some butter into it to give it some flavor rather than like, you know what, actually no, you're going to want to saute your onion and your celery first. That's what I'm actually going to do right now. So I'm going to add in the 1 onion. I said you could use yellow or white, whatever your preference is. Going to add that into the 2 tablespoons of butter. Stir that around. Because what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to soften basically our vegetables that are going in our soup. This is a low carb dinner again, so I'm leaving out, you know, all kinds of things that you could put in there like carrots or anything that you want in your chicken pot pie could actually go into this soup, but I'm leaving them out for the reason of having a low carb version. So tonight, actually what I'm going to do after I serve my husband and I our soup, I'm going to take the rest and I'm going to thicken it up with cornstarch for the kids, and I'm actually going to put some in some little ramekins for them and put some puff pastry or phyllo dough on top, and they'll actually have a chicken pot pie. So what I'm doing right now is just kind of stirring around that onion that I added to the 2 tablespoons of butter. This is the 5 stalks of celery that I'm going to add. Like I said, this is a low carb version, so that's why I'm using onion and celery. You could use carrots, anything that you like, peas, anything that you like in your chicken pot pie you can use. In this, if you don't want to do a low carb version, that's okay. I'm sticking with the low carb. Kind of stalled out on the weight thing, but I'm just gonna keep going on it. So what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to basically saute these and kind of wilt them down a little bit. And I'll see if anyone's on. Hi, Stacy, how are you? I'll wait back. So you're my only viewer right now. So I don't know if you caught it at the beginning, but I'm cooking off an onion and some butter and also 5 stalks of celery. And I'm just gonna kind of get these, you know, going down. I'm gonna boil this soup so they will cook, but I kind of like to just, you know, sweat them a little bit before I actually start the soup to soften them. And I can show you what it looks like in the pan. I know we all know what it looks like, but that's what it looks like. So far, you're my only viewer tonight. People can hit it on the replay. I did post a recipe this morning for anyone who wants to make it. So the onion is actually looking translucent. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the chicken stock. Oh, you're at work. Oh, thank you. My cooking skills. Well, I call myself a pantry cook because I usually just cook whatever I have in my pantry or my refrigerator and try not to make like a grocery trip just to cook something for dinner. Tonight I did run out of heavy whipping cream because we've been using so much of it with low carb, so I did have to go and get some heavy whipping cream, but we always like have heavy whipping cream on hand and celery, and I always have onion in my pantry and usually frozen chicken, so I usually don't. So here is my chicken stock that I was defrosting today. I'm going to pour this in and get this to boil. So this might take a minute for it to actually start boiling. I'm right here, I'm washing my hands, sorry. I'm using my Ninja so that I can do this on the counter. I just think it's easier than trying to do it on the stove like I've done before. So I'm gonna give this a stir. Like I showed in the video this morning, season your stock, and then you already kind of have a base for your soup and it's already seasoned. I will taste it before I put in the salt and pepper and the garlic, the granulated garlic, because I don't want to over salt it. It may have enough salt in it already. So we just want this to come to a boil. And then I'll add my chicken, well, first the heavy whipping cream, and then I'll add in my chicken. I'm just waiting for it. It's really hot, so, ow, actually it's really hot. So it should boil pretty quickly. Let me put a lid on it, and that might actually help it to boil faster. So, I mean, this is a really easy soup. It's gonna have all of the basic ingredients that a chicken pot pie has in it. I'm not gonna thicken it because I am leaving it as a soup. You can use xanthan gum as a thickener if you're doing low carb. I've never used xanthan gum, so I'm not gonna thicken it tonight. I'm just gonna leave it just as a soup, and then I'm gonna take out my husband and I's servings. The rest, like I said, I'm gonna put into ramekins. I'm gonna thicken it with cornstarch for the kids, and then I'm gonna put it into ramekins with some puff pastry on top of it, and then brush some melted butter on it for them, and they're gonna have a little individual chicken pot pie. Because my daughter was kind of like, no, on the soup idea. So sometimes they like soup, sometimes they don't. So it just depends. This still needs to come to a boil, so this is just going to take a few minutes. And I'll see if we have any other viewers. Just you, Stacy. Thank you for viewing tonight. I kind of started it a little bit early, but my daughter's at an ortho appointment, so I wanted dinner done, like, hopefully by the time they get home. So it's this isn't a crock pot or an instant pot. It's actually a Ninja cooking system. So I will show you what it's a Ninja cooking system. Actually, let me turn it around, it'll be easier to show. It's a Ninja cooking system. It has all different kinds of functions. Like right now I'm using the stovetop function on high, so that way I can bring it to a boil faster. It is a slow cooker. It has an option of an oven, and you can adjust the temperature. It's the coolest thing. You can adjust the temperature, like oven temp it says right here. I think it even has like hours and the time and however long you want to have it go for. And it does have buffet, which is like a warmer. So it's kind of an all-in-one, which I love it. I used it a ton when we lived, yeah, it's really cool. I used it a ton when we lived in Utah because it's electric, and our stove up there was propane, and I didn't really, care for it, and it was really expensive, so I used as many electric gadgets as I could. So, okay, this isn't boiling yet. It shouldn't take that long, I don't think. So I can kind of show you, even though it's not boiling, what the next step would be. Which we're going to use a whole pint of heavy whipping cream. This is to make it like that creamy feeling that's in a chicken pot pie. So this is going to take a while to boil anyways after I add this. So, oh yeah, that's going to be nice and creamy. And give that a good stir. And then you're going to add in your chicken. This was the chicken that I boiled off this morning. It was 5 smallish chicken breasts. And since I do feed 5 people for dinner, I always do 1 piece of meat per person. So that way I know that I have enough, to feed everyone for dinner. So I'm going to go ahead and add this in. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I kind of put it at a different angle today so you guys can see my counter or kind of see what I'm doing. I wish I had something that rotated I do like that new thing that Facebook came out with, I forgot what it's called now. The portal. I don't know if it's only for video chatting, because it says that it's for video chatting, or it shows video chatting. If it's not just for video chatting, I think that would be perfect for live videos, because it actually follows you wherever you're moving, so I think it would be really cool. Okay, so now I added my chicken. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Oh, this looks really, really, really good. Now I just need it to come to a boil so that we can boil our vegetables. I don't know if I'll wait, to do that tonight. I don't know how long this is going to take. I have never used my Ninja live, so I don't know how long it takes to start boiling, but I'll show you what this looks like. So that's everything added with the cream, with my homemade chicken stock, the chicken, onion, celery, and this is a low-carb soup. I don't know if you like soup, but I love soup. I do. It's one of my favorite dishes in the fall. Like I said, my kids are kind of like, sometimes they're in the mood for it, sometimes they're not. So tonight, my daughter, or this morning before she left for school, I told her what I was making, and she was like, so I said, okay, I'm just going to use my little ramekins and thicken up some of it for them, put the base in here, and then I'm using some phyllo dough on top with some melted butter, and then they'll have, and put those on a cookie sheet, and they'll have individual chicken pot pies instead of the chicken pot pie soup. So you're my only viewer still. I don't like the time change. It's really dark all of a sudden. Or it gets dark really early, so I have extra lights set up today because it was really dark in my kitchen. So this isn't boiling yet. It is warm though, I can tell it's warm. So I'm going to actually give it a taste and see if it needs any seasoning. Let me grab a spoon. Oh my gosh, it doesn't need salt or pepper, or I had my seasonings already set aside for it, but I honestly, because I always salt my chicken stock that I'm making when I'm boiling off chicken breasts or bone-in chicken, I always salt it and season it, so this doesn't need anything, and it does taste like the inside of a chicken pot pie. I just need it to come to a boil. And then that's basically it for this soup. It's really simple. The rest will be a little more complicated for my kids, because I'm gonna, like I said, take out my husband and mine, and I'm gonna put it in our bowls. I'll set ours aside, our serving, and then I will thicken it up for the kids so that they can have like an actual chicken pot pie. So I was kind of hoping some family would join tonight, but it's only 5:12. And that's okay. Everyone can check it out later or whenever they want to. So soup, I love soup. Soup is good. I do. I really, really, really love soup. So I just have to wait for this to come to a boil, and that's basically it. I can actually go live when it's all finished again and show everyone like the finished product in a bowl. I'm not going to thicken it up. I'm just going to leave it as a soup, like I said, for my husband and myself. Because I really like soup. Just what you're going for is cooking your celery basically and your onions, since our chicken was already cooked and shredded. You can use a rotisserie chicken, because I know that's really easy for people. This is also something you can put in the crock pot in the morning before you go to work, or whenever and then you can have it for dinner when you come home. It is super, this one is really, really easy. Really easy. And I like uncomplicated. Seemingly these low carb meals have been pretty uncomplicated, which is nice. I mean, I don't mind cooking anything really, but these have been like really super easy recipes that I've shared so far. So I'll come back when it's all finished, and I will show you guys a bowl of it. And thank you so much, Stacy, for watching. You're the only one on here still. Oh wait, no, my sister-in-law just joined. Hi, Melody. I'm actually going to be logging off, or actually I can show her the soup really quick before I log off. She can watch it too later if she wants to. So hi, Melody. Oh, hi, Dad. I kind of already started, so you guys will have to go back to the beginning. I showed what I did was I added 1 onion and 5 celery stalks in here, and I kind of sweated them a little bit in some butter, in 2 tablespoons of butter. And then I added my chicken stock, my homemade chicken stock that I had made, and I added 1 pint of heavy whipping cream. I've already tasted this. I'm just waiting for it to come to a boil. Oh, and I added my chicken that I boiled off this morning and shredded. That's also in there. It's a really simple, really uncomplicated soup, low carb. So what I'm waiting for is this to come to a boil, and then, oh, it's blurry, sorry. Come to a boil, and then Dave and I are gonna eat it as a soup. And the kids, I was telling everyone what I'm gonna do is thicken up some of it and put it in the little ramekins for the kids, and put some phyllo dough with some melted butter on top and bake it off in the oven for them so that they can have an actual individual chicken pot pie. I see my hair sticking up. Hi Mel, hi Dad. Dad, this is a really simple soup. You could totally make this soup right on your stove just for you. You can downsize it to 1 chicken breast. These were not very big chicken breasts. Sometimes the chicken breasts I get are ginormous, even though they say they're hormone-free, but they seem like they're on steroids. These were kind of small chicken breasts, so I did 5 of them this morning when I boiled off my stock, just to make sure that everyone gets a portion of chicken, you know, in their soup or their chicken pot pie. So I'm just waiting for it to come to a boil. Like I said, after it's all finished, I'll come back and I will show you guys a bowl of it already finished. It's going to be a little while because it is soup and I do have to cook the celery and the onion. But if you guys have any questions before I log off. Nope, no questions. Oh, and Melody's gone. All right, well, thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I will come back. And I'll show you guys a bowl of it, or I can just put a bowl of it in the comments too to show you guys what it'll look like. And actually I'll take a picture of one of the chicken pot pies that I'm making for the kids, and I'll put that also in the comments. Thank you guys. Bye.